In this decade of deception, we are surrounded by rejection and betrayal. Every divorce is born in the gall of rejection and betrayal. Every case of child abuse is an act of rejection and betrayal. The majority of lawsuits are spawned in the sewers of rejection. Christians are betraying one another. Every act of gossip is an act of rejection and betrayal. Every act of talebearing is an act of rejection and betrayal. For Christians to compromise with the world, the flesh, or the devil is an act of betrayal to the Son of God. It is considered treason in the courts of heaven. You wonder why God's presence is not in many American churches, and there's the answer. What's coming out of the pulpit is treason in the courts of heaven. It's not the Word of God. It is the opinions of people, and we are not here to present the opinions of people. We are here to preach the Word of the living God, and that's all. But here's the point. It is our consent to allow what happens to us to hurt us more than what happened to us to start with. Eleanor Roosevelt said something that has been repeated and placed on many marble plaques around the world. Quote, "No one can hurt you without your consent. They cannot take away your self-respect unless you give it to them." End of quote. She was dead right. Rejection has the power to destroy. History tells the story of Julius Caesar, the greatest of the Caesars, who brought Rome to the pinnacle of its majestic power. Rome had conquered all of its enemies outside, but Rome's troubles, like America's, were inside. The constant feuding between the military men and powerful political personalities who were struggling to gain control of Rome brought instability to the government. Then Julius Caesar came to power, and by 45 BC, he had Rome in his grasp. But not all of Rome was delighted. Julius Caesar was popular with the people, but he was hated by powerful politicians in the Roman Senate. A conspiracy was developed by men that Julius Caesar had helped. They would not have existed or survived without his assistance, especially Brutus. He was Caesar's dearest friend. When it came time to murder Caesar, it was agreed that each man would stab Caesar at the same time so that the blame could be mutually shared. Like vultures, those that Caesar had helped, they converged on him and began to stab him to death. History records that Julius Caesar fought fiercely until he saw the face of Brutus. And knowing that his dearest friend had rejected him, he stopped fighting, because betrayal and rejection will take away your will to win, your will to live. Julius Caesar was killed by the rejection of his friends long before the daggers took the blood from his veins. Jesus of Nazareth gathered his 12 disciples into the upper room. Judas, the betrayer, was there. He slipped into the darkness and he sold the Son of God to those who would kill him for 30 pieces of silver. St. Paul was beaten by the Roman cat of nine tails until the blood ran down his back in rivulets and streams. But the deepest scars of his soul came from those that he had helped who rejected him. You hear the words of Paul as he writes, "Demas has forsaken me, having loved this present world." A young man that I helped, that I trusted, in whom I have confidence, that man stuck the dagger of betrayal into my heart. In Psalms 54, King David describes his reaction to betrayal. He says, "Save me, O God." Say that with me. Save me, O God. Listen to me. Sooner or later, you're going to experience rejection by someone in your inner circle who will stab you through the heart. The agony in your soul will break your heart, crush your dreams, destroy your peace of mind. Remember this phrase, "Save me, O God," because that's the answer. When nothing else will work, the power of the living God will save you. Notice that David's reaction to rejection and betrayal was proactive. He took the action. The Bible is a proactive book. Ask and you shall receive. Seek and you shall find. Knock and it shall be opened unto you. Don't sit around on your backside whining your life away. Get up and do something about it. Assume responsibility for your life. Assume responsibility for your moods, your emotions, and your behavior. It means not to be controlled by the conditions that you find yourself in. It means don't be controlled by the foolish opinions that other people have about you. Don't let somebody else define who you are. You are a child of God. Square your shoulders, lift your head, and act like it. There are two reactions to betrayal. You can become bitter or you can become better. You can say, "No one loves me, poor me, pity me. I'm going out in the garden and eat worms." Well, go ahead and take the hot sauce because you're going to be out there a long time. Or you can say, "Save me, O God. This is the day the Lord hath made. I will rejoice and be glad in it. If God be for you, who can be against me? Many are the afflictions of the righteous, but the Lord delivers us out of them all." Or with King David, "The Lord is my light and my salvation. Whom shall I fear? The Lord is the strength of my life. Of whom shall I be afraid? When the wicked came against me, they stumbled and fell. Though an army should camp against me, my heart shall not fear. Though war should rise against me, in this will I be confident, that God is with me. Nothing can defeat me, because I am the Lord's anointed." Give him praise in the house of God.